I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money, money in the bank. Come on with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Where are you? I forgot number 2 shot.
And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight.
Something on my nightmare.
That's gonna be Nick tonight.
I need somebody in always. Get it, boys. Hey,
Let's
guys,
go.
looking for a solo ticket to Blink 182 tonight. My guy Nick get you hooked up.
Hit me up. No fees, no tax.
$150.
Yeah, what's the price?
I'll sell it for $1.25 at this point.
Okay.
It's lower bowl.
$1.25. Blink 182 concert,
$1.25.
and he throws in a free handy.
Just a quickie.
My hair's looking wild right now.
Yeah, it is looking wild right now. Speaking of
So I
wild,
washed it this morning.
did you grab that the clip from the baseball game? Is it too
Yes,
early
I
to play
did.
this?
I got it. I got it 3 cam.
All right, we're 1 minute in. So
What
we
happened?
Should be good. You didn't see this?
Duran.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I don't know if we should
No.
play that.
We can play it. We're not saying it. We're just reacting to it. If you guys don't know what happened, this is what happened.
I don't know.
Here we go.
That's how we get canceled. Yeah, he definitely said that one.
The MLB was like, yeah, I guess 2 games.
They suspended him 2 games, and he has to pay his salary to
LGB.
it's Jafla or something. Let me find the thing again.
Antifa?
Not Antifa, no. He has to. The Red Sox also announced that Duran's salary for the suspension will be donated to PFLAG,
Which is
FLAG, which is Federation of Parents.
There's an L in there.
It's PFLAG. There's an L in there. It's the Federation of Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. So,
nice. I mean,
no comment.
Yeah. Is that worth 2 games? 2 games, nothing.
Those
Yes.
fans in Boston say worse shit than that every single day.
Absolutely.
So,
They're probably pissed that he has to pay to flag. But whatever. I thought that was hilarious. Got caught.
he definitely got, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, no comment.
Caleb, you're a big baseball guy.
Set up for the kill.
Yeah. No comment.
No comment.
Nope. I got nothing.
Nick?
I'm an ally. That's all I got.
I mean, you're an ally.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That car
thought that was
scared me.
thunder.
I thought it was thunder, too, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
the
was
worst
loud.
time of the fucking year, dude.
Dream Cruise is upon us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I hate these people.
I like the day of the Dream Cruise. Because last year I was getting fucked up doing hood rat shit in the
Yeah.
streets. That was fun. I still have a road flare in my car that I took. I can just pop it at any time. You know, be careful getting into a fight with me. I might pull out a road flare, get you right in the eyes with it. But no, the day of the Dream Cruise is fun. I like going out there and getting drunk and walking in the streets at red lights and yelling at people to burn out their tires. So I was doing last year with a bunch of kids.
I just don't get, like, all the stuff before. Like,
Driving
there's a
home,
day
driving
before
home
the
every
Dream
day
Cruise.
for a month is awful.
Yeah, like, guys, the Dream Cruise is the day you do these stuff. Like, why are we every day now? Like, what are we doing? It's not as bad as years previous, though. Like, years past, it's been, like,
It's like the whole
it's been
month.
rough. Yeah.
Is it Labor Day? When is it this year?
I don't know.
I don't
I think
know.
it's Saturday.
This
This
Saturday?
Saturday?
That's what my coworker said to me
Oh, wow.
today. I said,
going
is it
up north this
Saturday?
weekend.
She said, yes, it was.
I'm
So,
excited for that.
yeah, I grew up, obviously, in Royal Oak, so it kind of takes over the city for, like, 5 days, to be honest.
Oh,
Which,
so you know all about
hate
it.
it.
like, yeah, it's honestly insane. I'm not a massive car guy either, so if you are a massive car guy, don't hate on me.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I just saw the thumbnail. We made LeBron Captain America?
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, we probably should start with that. And we got, obviously, breaking news from Detroit Lions.
We're going to get into that
Yes.
in the
That's
opening. That's
kind of wild.
It is pretty wild.
But Detroit Lions did sign a quarterback. They did release a wide receiver that was in competition for wide receiver 3. But before we get to any of that stuff, guys, we got to let everybody file in. We are a live show on YouTube. Steph Curry sealed the deal for Team USA. And
Yes, he did.
I think it's you that sent it. Like, oh, this is what it's like to root for Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah, and that's how it feels like when Steph Curry's on your team. Like it's awesome. Obviously, he hit 4 3-pointers in a row to close out the gold medal game, which was just absolutely the last one. Double teamed by Batum and Fournier, falling away, just absolutely ridiculous Steph Curry things, and it was awesome. It was awesome to watch. It was a lot of fun. It was a great game. Great Olympics by Team USA. They got the gold, and the Avengers assembled. They took care of business.
Yeah, that last 3 was insane.
Yeah,
That was
it was
wild.
It
I
was
screamed.
crazy.
I screamed.
And that's like everybody in the building knew he was going to shoot it.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
France. So they put 3 guys on him. Dude, he's like best point guard of all time in my opinion. I don't know if you could dispute that, really. I mean, it's him or Magic.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he just added a gold medal to his – I mean, he is unbelievably good.
It's probably his one and only Olympics,
Yeah.
and he went out there with a bang. So you love to see that.
That's what I loved about it, was that he got his moment, and this was very much centered around a lot of it was LeBron and Kevin Durant, just with their long Olympic histories. But this was also, people forgot that it was Steph Curry's first. I was even reminded of it myself, because you would think a player as great as Steph would have been in multiple Olympics, but this was his first one, and it was kind of the LeBron show.
Why is that? Is it because of injuries?
Injuries,
and then also like during one of the Olympics was during the Golden State Warriors title run, and he was just like exhausted, needed that summer to stay healthy. So it was just a combination of things, really. But ultimately, I'm glad that he had his moment, because this is going to be a LeBron documentary. Like he looked at what Kobe did with Pau in the 2008 Olympics, and he was looking for that type of moment that he can tell back on a documentary, and he made that with the game with Serbia, where he had the triple double, led them back. That's going to be in the documentary there, but this was Steph Curry's moment, and I'm glad, because he deserved a moment, especially with this being his only Olympics. Most likely, I think it was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, it felt special. Like I know that sounds corny, but like those are. I mean, I'm a big basketball fan, and those are 3 of the best to ever do it in my lifetime.
Yeah.
LeBron, Steph, and
3
KD.
top 15 guys.
And I'll watch them have like their moments. Even LeBron at 40 years old, just him doing it at 40 years old to begin with. But his is more like throughout the Olympics, where, I mean, I know Steph had his moment too against, I think it was Serbia. He hit like 9 of 14 from 3. But like just him closing out was his moment. LeBron just fucking being there at 40 years old, kind of just running this shit. That was his moment. And then KD had his moments too, where it's like, that's Kevin Durant. I think there was one on Wemby, little fadeaway. I'm like, oh, and it looked ugly, wet splash. Like KD is ridiculous. That guy is insane.
I don't know the future of USA basketball, because it was the adults that were leading the charge. It wasn't the kids, the Tyrese Halliburtons and Anthony Edwards and all the other bright young stars that the league has. It was the adults. But, man, if you look back at this, the world is getting so good. Like this Olympic, that game against Serbia, you had 4 top probably 15 guys of all time, because you got Steph, KD, LeBron, and Jokic. Those are 4 guys that are probably in your top 15, 20 of all time. The world is so good. Victor Wembanyama is coming.
Yes.
Like the fact that he did not fold at all in that game, you love to love to see it. USA, look, they got to keep their foot on the gas, because the world is coming, and that's
Tell
for
you
sure.
what, the future of the USA is in pretty good hands. When you look at guys that in 4 years who you expect to be peak of their abilities and leading Team USA. I'm looking at guys like Jason Tatum, Tyrese Maxey, Cooper Flagg. Like these are the guys that are going to take over, and I expect them to continue that run.
Our own Cade Cunningham.
Yeah,
Our own
you
Cade
guys think
Cunningham.
Cade will be on the team?
I think so.
Probably in the future, yeah.
He should be.
Yeah,
I mean, we all expect probably an all-star game this year.
No.
Really?
Depends on the team's success. It really does.
I expect an All-Star game.
I
No, I
expect
want
one,
it.
but
Me too.
I want it. I don't necessarily expect it.
That game just made me like so pissed off that
Anthony
Victor's
Edwards.
not a Detroit Piston.
Anthony Edwards,
It, like, brought
Paolo
it all
Banchero.
What do you say, Nick?
That Victor's not a Detroit Piston. Like it brought it all
Oh, yeah, me
back,
too.
all those emotions. I was like, this guy is like the best. He easily like could have been the best player on the court,
Yeah.
and he's 20 years old. That's insane. Going up against a gold medal team full of Hall of Famers, like that's insanity.
They didn't back, like you said too. They didn't back down either. There's
Bro,
one point
honestly,
where
it
LeBron
was
was going
that
to
one dude.
inbound a ball, and Wemby like was getting physical with him. He's like, "Bro, fuck it, on my way." Like he's got the competitive spirit too,
Yeah.
like the want to to be great.
That one dude for France is balling too, number 12 or 17.
Oh,
Who do
power
that shit on
forward dude?
LeBron? Yeah.
I'll tell you
That'll
what,
never
man.
happen.
If they had one prime like Tony Parker perimeter playmaker, this would have been a tough game because
have one.
down the stretch Wemby couldn't get in because he couldn't get like at the basket really because there was nobody to get him the ball down low. The USA ball pressure was so good that he had to basically play as a perimeter player when he's 7'5". So I mean, you give him a guy like Tony Parker that could have maneuvered some things, and USA might have been in a lot of trouble in that game, like a lot.
Got Reese Shea they're gonna have too.
Yeah.
Former Piston,
Not Killian.
Evan Fournier
Yeah.
was on that team.
Evan Fournier.
I hate
He had a
that.
couple
yeah.
buckets. Yeah, I don't like him
He did
either,
have
but
one
he had a
big
couple
one.
buckets.
Yeah. Get one shot. I'm like, oh, of course he'd make that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they get another guy too come out? Guard.
Yeah. Can't remember his name.
Is the
but
one who
yeah.
went to Spurs and got traded to Timberwolves?
Topic, right? Nikola Topic.
I don't know.
It could be. I don't know.
I
have to
I think
look.
he's Serbian.
Oh yeah, he's
There was
Serbian.
another.
But there was a French guard,
dude
yeah.
that
Is
came out.
Sar French?
Yes.
Sar is French.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Sorry. Reese
Yeah.
Shea, Wimby.
And Bilal Koulibaly, I think,
It would
right?
be tough.
Nah,
Koulibaly, Wemby's teammate, I think, is also French.
I'm not worried. We got Anthony Edwards, Chet Paulo, Jason Tatum, who you guys think is so great.
I don't know, man. Wimby in itself, the fact that those games were as close as they were with like Steph, LeBron, and KD on the teams.
That's what happens though with FIBA.
And then they just decide we're way better than this team.
Yeah.
And then they take over.
Yeah. Except for Serbia and France. I'm surprised Serbia's game was that close, to be honest.
I'm not.
I'm not
Just
even.
because of what? Jokic's ability to pass?
Yeah, they were double teaming Jokic. If you double team Jokic, he's going to find an open guy, and Serbia was hitting all their threes, and that's why in the fourth quarter, the USA went on like a 20-5 run because they stopped hitting threes at like a 70% clip.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Euro basketball is that those
that
players
style.
are buying into their roles, and these are superstars. So yes, like on paper, the USA is way more talented than everybody, but you've seen guys like Jason Tatum is a perfect example of somebody that struggled to find a role on this team. And Devin Booker, he was excellent at it. He set screens, he did the little things, he didn't overshoot, he just took the shots that were given. Like, he bought into his role. Drew Holiday bought into his role. Drew Holiday's not a top 15 player in the NBA, but he was essential to this team because he had a role that was identified. And that's the problem that USA is running into, is that it's not the talent. It's the fact that you can't find the players that are buying into the right roles.
Yeah, it's cool seeing KD and Steph, too.
Mm-hmm.
Just 'cause, remember, like, they had, in my opinion, probably the greatest basketball team of all time. I get the Bulls, but I mean, that game, those two teams, if you would take the 90 Bulls and that version of the Warriors, it depends like what style you're playing, honestly.
I'd be way closer than the 04 Pistons versus the 16 Warriors. I'll tell you that.
You're going to hurt some feelings.
It's not even close.
I
Like,
guess I'll say the Lions stuff for the next line segment. We can just
Hassan
briefly.
Reddick requested a trade again.
What are they doing, dude? You had Bryce Huff. You literally had Hassan Reddick light. Hassan Reddick 2.0. And you let him go. He signs for less money, I'm assuming, than what Hassan Reddick wants. You're bringing Hassan Reddick knowing that he wants a deal. Don't give him the deal. And now he wants to be traded.
Yeah. They said they're not going to trade him.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that.
I don't know if that means they're going to extend him or just like hope that he shows up. But
They're finding him, they said, I believe, in that post, didn't they? They're
Yep.
going to keep finding him until he shows up per CBA, which, like, I mean, they're allowed to do, but, like,
See how that goes.
what type of relationship are you establishing there? What were you thinking when you traded for him?
Yeah.
I guess that's my question.
It's been handled poorly by both sides, and like you said, like they knew they had to pay him, and I'm
Yes.
surprised it hasn't been done by now. And I know they've spent a lot of money on a lot of other players, but like Hassan Reddick, I mean, you traded for him to pay him and for him to play for you, and they're just not going to pay him. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, and you also, like, literally had Hassan Reddick 2.0
Yeah.
and Bryce Huff. And I'm guaranteeing you that he signed for less, and it's not like Reddick's going to get wherever he gets paid. And this may be a prime example, too, for Detroit Lions fans, that we're probably not going to get Matthew Judon. Mm-hmm. Like, he's another guy sitting out right now because he wants to get paid. Unless we do have the second most cap space.
like I said, I would almost put my life on it that Judon ends up in either Atlanta or Miami.
Yeah, I mean, somewhere other than, I don't know if he goes to Miami, though, because that's in a division.
Miami.
Miami. what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if the Patriots would trade them
I wouldn't be
to another
surprised.
team that really.
Patriots are trash anyways.
I don't think they'd do
Might
that.
as well. You could bump up that price a little bit.
We do have some Detroit Lions roster moves that we will get to, but not before I tell you guys about Mark White. If you'd like to move to Miami or come home to Michigan from Miami, hit up my guy Mark White, because right now you can save up to $5,000 in your closing costs. That's right, $5,000. Just give Mark White a call today at 248-290-8242 or visit him at markwhitesells.com. That's 248-290-8242 or visit him again at markwhitesells.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy or Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on WoodSports.com. I'm joined by Spinmo Rex,
What up, though?
Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, Caleb the Colorblind.
Go.
Speaking of injuries, Spinny, Detroit Lions waived injured wide receiver Antoine Green, former 6th-round pick last season, I believe. A guy I felt like was in there for the wide receiver 3 job.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got the most receptions, or second most receptions in the past preseason game. Bit of a surprise.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a surprise. That must mean that injury is a little more serious than people assumed. You know, when Dan Campbell talked about it, he said it was like a neck concussion. So maybe that's like whiplash, something with his neck that's maybe going to cause him to miss more time than just a regular concussion would. I think that's what it has to be, because he was definitely in the contention there. He was, you know, he seemed like the team liked him, the coaching staff liked him. He was making some plays. So it leads me to believe that injury is a little more serious and is going to take some longer rehab and stint away from the team than a regular concussion would. So hopefully Antoine Green clears waivers, but you hate to see that. Hopefully the Lions don't lose him. He clears waivers. He'll be on the practice squad.
Nick?
Yeah, this whole wide receiver 3 thing to me has been a big head scratcher this offseason. You know, we thought DPJ would take on that role, and then we thought Antoine Green would take on that role. And we know Khalif is more of that, you know, kind of gadget wide receiver for like big plays that they like to use. So, and we have Fountain coming on. So that I was expecting somebody by this point in camp to really take on that wide receiver 3 role, and we really haven't seen that yet. So, I mean, hopefully he can get back healthy, and hopefully it's nothing serious. And like Spenmo said, clear waivers, get on practice squad.
I guess in that scenario, just because he's injured, if he clears waivers, he's automatically put on the season-ending injury reserve.
What?
And it'd have to be like an injury settlement to remove him from the roster to clear the spot.
Wow.
So, yeah, Green, in either case, probably won't be playing for the Detroit Lions like this year unless somebody either way, yeah. Somebody had to pick him up, or he's going to be an injury settlement.
Holy
7th-round pick. I was mistaken on that, too, by the way. I said 6th-round pick if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, Antoine Green. I had high hopes for this kid, too. Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, this just makes the wide receiver 3 battle a lot more interesting. I mean, we talked about Isaiah Williams a little bit on Friday. But, yeah, Antoine Green, I think, was kind of one of those guys in the driver's seat to get there. Hopefully the injury is not too serious. And I didn't know that, Eazy. I thought kind of if he just cleared waivers, he'd be back, you know, in a Lions uniform. Maybe we'd put him on the practice squad or something. But I don't know. It kind of sounds like he's not going to be playing for the Lions this year, which kind of sucks. A lot of people had high hopes for him. But, yeah, obviously the injury's a little more serious than we thought. And, yeah, I hope he has a speedy recovery, I guess.
Yeah, I think the reason that is, too, is because he was waived with the injury, it's damaged goods at that point where nobody else would, I guess, be willing to pick him up. And I'm assuming that's the reason why.
So what do you have to do if you want to clear, like, get him off waivers?
If he clears waivers, he still remains on the roster, but automatically is put on the season-ending IR.
And there's no way to get around that?
We could clear him from our roster at that point if we do like an injury settlement, which we've done in the past with guys like Terrell Crosby. I believe there's another tight end that we did it with too, last year even. So we could get him off the roster. It's going to be like an injury settlement, though, like whatever, however they decide to do that. There's somebody in camp last year, maybe they retired early, or maybe it was 2 years ago, and that's what they ended up doing with him too. But, yeah, Antoine Green's probably more than likely just no longer a Detroit Lion, unless they keep him that IR, bring him back in next year.
I've seen a name floating around the chat real quick, and they said, Juju, would you bring him in for wide receiver 3 to be in a competition? I don't know if he fits this culture.
I would bring him in 100%.
Yeah. Huge miss on the topic by me. I apologize. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I would bring him in 100%. This is a guy who's a veteran. You don't know if he fits in the Lions culture. He played for the Patriots, so I think he could fit in this culture fine. He would fit Goff's game perfectly. He would fit the offense perfectly. What they like to do. He would be a exact like copy and paste replacement for Josh Reynolds. Is what Juju would be. I think that would be. I would do that in a heartbeat. I think Juju would be a great fit on this team.
Yeah, I think it's more so character, right? And I don't mean to like judge him in that sense. It's kind of weird that he got cut before cuts.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't. It's not an injury thing. I didn't remember seeing like an injury settlement with him or anything like that too. He just got cut before even heading into final cuts. And remember, it's not like how it used to be. There's like a cut this week, cut next week, final roster. Now it's all just boom, final roster. Like why? What's going on? You know, is he dick? You know, I don't know.
I don't know. We've seen the Patriots, you know, trying to reshape different things. We saw the argument they got into the sideline with Matt Judon kicking him out of practice. Maybe that's just another part of them wanting to get veterans out of there that aren't buying into what, you know, Coach Mayo is preaching. So it could be that.
And I'll find that too. I just found an article from Boston.com. I don't have $1 to read it for. Damn it! Why? I mean, I get it. People gotta make money, but damn. You know, what would be like a nightmare scenario. I just saw in the comments. I don't know who put it there. He won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes gets another weapon just for nothing. The Chiefs just do it again.
Yeah, I mean Hollywood Brown's hurt right now.
Yeah.
So they could bring him in.
Something with his shoulder.
Yeah, but he'll be fine.
It's like 4 week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm the Lions, I would consider it, I think. But it is a little bit fishy that he got cut before the actual cuts. It can't be something really talent related because we've seen it from him.
Yeah.
I know he dealt with some injuries.
He's definitely
there.
on the back end of it, though. Like he's definitely not what he used to be, even when he was in Kansas City. But you look at I don't think it's a culture thing really. I saw someone, I think it was DNC put it in the chat. Like he played for Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and New England. Like those are 3 historically great franchises in the NFL.
Yeah.
I think that he would have the culture to fit in here fine.
I think it's probably a performance thing. Then.
And it's never been like he doesn't work hard or he's just post TikToks and like I go back to that hit he has on Vontaze Burfict. Like Campbell would have loved that shit. Like after Vontaze took out Antonio Brown, Juju came out there and took out Vontaze Burfict and stood over him. Like that's some shit that preaches Dan Campbell type guy. So like I said, if that, I would be 100% down for that. I think he would be an excellent fit on this offense, and him and Goff could get on page pretty quickly.
Yeah, I guess health is part of it. Gerard Mayo, to me, that's part of it. Mayo said of Smith-Schuster's health factoring into the decision to part ways with them. At the same time, we just want him to get healthy. He still has some good ball left in him. I wish him nothing but the best. Don't forget they drafted Jalen Polk. They had like Douglas show out last year, DeMario Douglas. I think obviously, yeah, that's a great point that DNC made. You know, Patriots, the Super Bowl with the Chiefs, and obviously Pittsburgh beforehand. You know, Mike Tomlin, like no nonsense. I think it's more so performance at this point. Bring him in for a workout at the very least, you know.
See, Desert Stallion says Michael Thomas is injury prone. Oh, somebody's talking about Michael Thomas in the chat. That's somebody, no.
No, I'm good on that.
Michael Thomas is definitely a culture problem.
And the injuries.
And the injuries, yeah.
Like, he's out of roster right now for a reason. He's been in open market for a long time.
He gets injured every year. He's definitely injury prone.
And I believe he plays a slot, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Slant God.
We obviously have
Slant merchant.
the slot god.
5-yard out merchant.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's all he did.
Which
is fair.
Jerry Goff offense, to be fair.
Yeah, but he
like,
can't stay healthy, and he's a diva.
Yeah, he's not what he used to be. He's just not. And if he's a little bit of a headache, too, then, like, no, we're straight on that. And we have Amon-Ra in our slot right now, too. It's like we don't even need it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Juju plays a slot as well.
I think he can play all over.
Yeah,
Again,
he plays all over.
everybody, you don't really have a slot receiver in Ben Johnson's offense. Like, yeah, Amon-Ra is technically your slot, but he plays outside just as much as he does in the slot.
How high is the ranking for that
Super
wide
high.
receiver 3 as terms of importance? Because we came into the season, looking at defensive end as a one dream position to upgrade. We argued last week about getting that veteran quarterback. Is wide receiver 3 now, between the injuries and the inconsistency or just the fluctuating of whose position is it? Are you guys ready to kind of really look for that bigger move? Because there will probably be some camp cuts that will open up, but
Yeah, you're going to get some camp cuts, and you're going to bring a guy in there for sure. That is definitely the biggest position of need for, like, position group-wise. But, again, for the offense, I don't think it's that big of a need because you look at Sam Laporta as a wide receiver behind St. Brown and Jameson Williams, and the running back situation, like, your wide receiver 3 would be your 5th option in the passing attack on any given play. So it's not like that detrimental to the offense, but it'd be good to have a solidified guy in there.
I saw it trending on Twitter this weekend. Like, this is quite possibly the best Detroit Lions roster from top to bottom.
For sure.
To where, like, you think of needs, the only needs we really need are depth pieces.
Yeah, wide receiver 3, a backup tackle.
Wide receiver 3, people talking about the backup quarterback with some veteran experience. Obviously, yeah, we're good. Like, I don't really know if it's like a – and by the way, too, I still feel like we have enough guys to shuffle in at that wide receiver 3 spot, depending on, like, what you're looking at, that, like, it's not a top priority. I almost would also throw in another depth piece, but, like, another nickel corner. Because with Emmanuel Mosley, I know Amik Robinson obviously holding down that spot, and he looked tremendous in the preseason game, but who really is behind it? Yeah. I know that for Iffy, he'd have to learn that position all over again. Beyond him, I mean, right. Ennis, I almost feel more comfortable with Ennis on the outside because he's looked tremendous there.
Yeah.
What are you about to say, Nick?
No, I was just saying Raxter could probably fill in a spot if you need to.
That's fair.
But when it comes to Juju, real quick, I would definitely take a shot on him. And selfishly, I think it'd be gold when it comes to, content-wise, having Juju and Terrion Arnold running it in the TikTok game. So we'd be getting a lot of footage of what's going on in the Detroit Lions locker room.
That is fair.
Very true.
Take a shot.
All right, let's go to break. We get back, talk about more Detroit Lions roster moves. But before then, Nick, tell us about that morning show.
Every single morning when you wake up, make sure you put on the best morning show in the country. It's Wake Up Woodward. Join Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG every morning as they cover all the Detroit sports talk, banter, and live fan interaction, all on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a first-class convenient. All right. Sorry about that. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spinmo Raxter,
Hello.
Chris, Nicholas Kohloff.
Let's go.
Caleb, the colorblind, to kind of react to the Antoine Green news and what it means for the rest of the roster, biggest needs and whatnot. And we're kind of at a point, again, we discussed it, and it's trending on Twitter this weekend as well. I saw on the Woodward Sports page, this might be the best roster out the bottom.
It is. I don't think it's a question. I think it is. And I don't think it's really close, honestly. I mean,
everything you need is depth at this point.
2014 might be the closest one, but even then you had some holes in there. The offensive line wasn't nearly what
That's
it is
why I
now.
stopped that conversation.
Yeah.
I would be willing to say that, but you're talking about like just all the way through?
The offensive line was basically just Rob Sims and Raiola on the back end of his career, and then nobody else on that 2014 team. Foster Sherrill is.
Honest with you, pound for pound, Gibbs and Montgomery are projected to be.
They're better than Bell and Bush.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure. No disrespect to those. Joyk's my guy.
Yeah, Joyk's our boy.
Love Joyk.
And
Reggie
and
Bush.
Bush is one of my favorite players of all time.
And one of the funnest running backs to ever watch. But
we got him at the turn of his career.
These guys are both like in their primes, and so and they're Gibbs has the chance to be a top 5 running back in the NFL. I don't think either of those guys were at that point. Reggie Bush was once upon a time, but not then. I don't think it's relatively close. You talk about the things that we need. It is tackle depth. It is wide receiver depth. It is
quarterback
depth. If everybody wants that, I don't see it that way either. But
I want it.
It's really there's 3 positions where you're like, all right, we really need to bring somebody in, and it's all guys that you hope don't see the field too much.
Real quick, Chris, you keep checking your deodorant there.
Yeah. I'm just stretching a little bit, just getting loose here in the but my thing is, does the secondary need to prove anything to you yet? Or are you just ready to, or are you just ready to kind of give it on paper? Because we do have 2 rookies. Emmanuel Moses' injury, Carlton Davis. We know what he is. Is there any like kind of pause there in the conversation where you can kind of say,
because of course
if you want to play devil's
it,
advocate.
Of course you want to see it in game action, but like you got to look at the guys that we've grown to love in Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, and obviously it's not things we're hearing from camp. There's not anything they're making note of. Like once upon a time we played on this show, Dan Campbell talked about needing some girth in the middle. They've addressed that. Like this team from top to bottom is kind of like they got who their guys are going to be. And in some cases, more particularly the defensive line, they got the secondary pieces as well, talking about behind them. But I want to transition this depth conversation to the quarterback position. That's what we talked about last week. That's the move they made today. Jake Fromm signed.
Oh, yeah. Savior.
I don't know what
the Matthew Betts of quarterbacks.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, he's well known.
Jake Fromm played at Georgia. He's started games in the NFL before.
5-star.
He's a 5-star quarterback.
Stars.
He's a guy who played 2 games for the Giants a couple years ago.
He's like one of the winningest
0-2
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
At least of his draft class, for sure.
For sure. I mean, we see how those Georgia quarterbacks look. Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
I remember everybody telling me, Stetson Bennett's a can't miss guy. He's going to be. Dude threw 5 interceptions. But Jake Fromm, I mean, this is a nobody signing. Is he better than Sudfeld? I hope so. You can't be worse.
Probably.
So he's not going to be a quarterback 2, though. I'm already confident in our quarterback 2.
Yeah, no, he's not going to be a quarterback 2. I mean, he's competing for that QB3 or something with Sudfeld. But Caleb, I know you're a big college guy. Nick, you too. What do you guys got on Jake Fromm? That's
I think
majority of his resume lays right now.
I think in terms of just when we're talking about the Lions picking him up, I think it's just because we don't know if Hooker's going to play.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And you can't really just rock Sudfeld for 4 quarters. So this honestly might be a thing where Fromm plays 1 game, and it honestly might just be a competition this game between him and Sudfeld. Whoever plays worse gets cut. One player plays 1 half, another player plays another half. But yeah, like Fromm's resume, 5-star.
He's Jake Fromm State Farm,
Yeah. Went to Georgia. Did he win a natty? I don't think he won a natty.
No,
but
I'm pretty sure Stetson won them both.
Yeah, but really not. Not a very good NFL quarterback, but we'll see.
Yeah, his completion percentage in the NFL, 2 starts he had, 45%.
That's our backup.
That's not great.
Backup
45%,
quarterback.
1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, or 3 interceptions, 210 yards, and that's in 2 games.
With the
by the way.
Giants, right?
Yep, with the Giants. Which, to be fair, the Giants don't have any receivers.
None.
Haven't had any receivers. We were talking about that in the back, Caleb, because he's talking about
That was before they
drafting
even
Wade
had
Davis
Wan'Dale
in Dynasty.
Robinson, I think.
Yeah, it was. And he hasn't really been active either.
Yeah.
Fromm can't run for anything. He is a in the pocket type quarterback that you're getting. Literally no mobility as well. So maybe compared to a Hendon Hooker who was getting out of the pocket, you know, you got to see the mobile side of the quarterback position from the Lions. This is a guy that's going to be in the pocket. You maybe run the offense kind of more like a Goff in a sense when you from a backup in a spot. So that's kind of all I got on Fromm. But I wasn't here to talk about Hooker. I'm ecstatic what I saw out of Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
I was really happy to see that from from Thursday night.
Definitely all positive. Like, I don't have any. Like, I think there's work to be done, but all positive still.
Yeah.
Nothing negative. There's one where he's getting blitzed. He just tosses the running back like last minute. Obviously, the running plays. I think I read, or not read, I saw this morning on Good Morning Football, which I don't know if we vote for the scepter or for Angry Runs. How's that work? Do you guys know how Angry Runs works on Good Morning Football?
No, I think he just chooses them.
He just chooses? Okay, I'd say everyone go vote for Hendon Hooker, but I guess not. I guess he hurt that New York player.
Fuck yeah, he did.
on that truck. But, yeah, I guess I am disappointed because you guys know what I wanted. I wanted a veteran guy. I wanted a guy that had somewhat experience. And I also just driving on the way in, knowing that Fromm's a little bit of a statue too. Like, do they want a guy like that so that they make the Ben Johnson reads, like just play the Ben Johnson offense the way they want it? Because, like, you saw Hendon when there wasn't something there. He obviously made something of it. Like, why not get a mobile guy that's not a veteran?
I think whichever one of you guys said, either Caleb or Nick, it's because you don't know if Hendon Hooker's going to play this week. So, yeah, you guys both, they all look the same to me. But if you bring in a quarterback like Jake Fromm because you don't know if Hooker's going to play this week, so you need a body out there. I think that's really all it is.
Yeah, I think Dan Campbell said the earliest would be Friday for Hendon Hooker. But I really want to see him play this week. Like Nick said, I was really happy with what I saw, and it was pouring rain as well.
And his concussion can't be that bad.
I was just about to say that.
It's not like he got taken out of the game or two it up or anything like that.
No, he finished the drive.
Yeah, it's just soft shit, dude. You got a concussion. Sleep it off.
Everybody's hating on.
The worst thing you're supposed to do. You should not fall asleep.
Cannot
if you have a
sleep.
concussion. That's the worst part. When I was in the hospital, they were coming in every 30 minutes. A fucking nurse with a bedpan. Ding, 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 ding. Wake up! Oh, you fucking. Oh, it was the fucking worst, dude. It pissed me off so bad.
Everyone in the chat is hating on Hendon Hooker. Did you guys get a lot of this on Friday? Were people unimpressed with his performance?
Yeah, people are hating on him. I don't understand.
What is with the hate here? What's with the negativity for a fan base that has been so positive about everything else this offseason?
It's losers.
You see,
They're losers.
What the hell is going on?
It's losers hating on a kid for no reason.
We know what it is. I mean, I know what it is. I'm not comfortable saying it because it comes with the drove of drool and.
I mean, I'll say it.
Gawkers.
I just don't understand. I mean, he's not coming for his job. Everybody should realize that.
Yes, nobody is saying that.
Like, there's nothing that Hooker did last Thursday that deserves any hate. Like, nothing. He ran well. I thought he threw it well. It looked like he knew where the reads were. Yeah, I mean, don't come after me, but geez, guys, what's going on?
Yeah, no, Hendon
so
Hooker.
negative.
It's crazy because it's your team.
I know.
At the end of the day, you want what's best
not
for your team.
Not wanting somebody on the Lions to do well is just stupid.
I just don't get it. How we just like you root for this guy, that guy, because he's on your team. Why do we jump from rooting for our teams? From individual players. He's on our team. It's equal shared success. What are we doing, guys?
And he was a Brad Holmes draft pick that we spent a third rounder on. Do we want to just have a wasted draft pick? No, we want to have a really capable backup just in case, break glass of emergency, something bad does happen. And I thought he really showed a lot of the intangibles that, he was getting like when he was coming out in that draft process. You saw a lot of that talent on display in his first game in over a year. So it's like, I think that's just a great start to build from for a backup quarterback. It is a shame that he did get hurt, and hopefully we can see him again this preseason.
Absolutely. I mean, if there's throws that he can't make. He has his legs in an emergency situation. Where we saw with Sudfeld, the throws he couldn't make, you were fucked.
All of them.
Yes.
It was unwatchable football. It was so bad. And by the way, he had the second string guys. I mean, like the better groupings versus Hendon Hooker. Like, it's, I don't know, man. It's I don't get it. I really don't. I do want to see this though, hooker tush push, just if needed. Like let's get that in there because it seems to work for nearly everybody. We're one of the better teams at stopping it though. I'm not gonna lie. Detroit Lions
for sure. We stopped it like 3 times last year.
Yeah, maybe even more than that to be honest. I mean, Detroit Lions got the tush push down. Say what you want about AG. He's got that one figured out.
Didn't they bring in something to kind of stop the tush push, or weren't the NFL
people were trying to get it banned?
They're trying to ban it, but it didn't.
They said it was unfair. But that team was so good. Travis Kelce,
and when your quarterback's squatting 700 pounds, like
that helps too.
That's definitely gonna help.
That helps too. When the hooker love is so unrealistic one way, you are going to have stuff from the other way too. I don't really think it's unrealistic.
Nobody is. Yeah, there's no unrealistic love for him. I think saying that I believe he can be a capable backup, if that's unrealistic love, then I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah. By the way, I just saw a comment from Philly. He says we're not in an emergency situation. He couldn't read the defense. Actually, Dan Campbell spoke on this yesterday that he did read the field well. And he had a couple of hot moments there, talking about when he was getting blitzed and getting the ball off. Dan Campbell liked everything he saw from him. Let's keep him healthy.
Oh, it's interesting.
And like Caleb said, too, I think the piece, and this is more a conversation I had with my guy, Dion. I love you, Dion. But we got it. Actually cooked it on heavyweights. Dean and I got into it with the hooker and Sudfeld stuff, and it carried on like almost the rest of that live stream. But like he had excuse for Sudfeld it being wet. Same thing applies to hooker. It was still raining and wet for him too.
Yeah, no, Sudfeld is just dog water. Like he's not an NFL player.
I'm with you. I mean, at the very least, the situation that he's in right now, probably the third string quarterback. Like I would start hooker over him still.
I would take a guy off the bench, off the couch.
Yeah.
Over Sudfeld.
I tweeted it out Thursday night after I saw just the debacle, but do you guys think that this is a scenario where he has all of the blueprints to the Ben Johnson offense and we don't want that getting out is why he's still on this roster?
I mean, Blau and Boyle both had the blueprints too.
I think Blau's a quarterback coach, right?
Yeah, he went to Minnesota.
He went
with all that knowledge.
So,
which, I
don't think you
got to talk about too.
About that.
Keys accused me of the unrealistic hooker love. No, he couldn't play last year. What were we talking about? He wasn't even active until December 18th on the roster.
Shout out.
What are we talking about? It's just a lot more the other way. Hate because you guys we know what it is. Keys, I love you. You're one of them. But it is what it is. Detroit Lions are, it's kind of crazy to say what we said at the beginning of the segment, though. Like, the only positions that need are depth positions. It's kind of, that's great. When we get back, I guess we'll kind of speculate corresponding moves to the release of Wilson. Well, no, I'm sorry, Green. But they got one, I guess. Fromm would be that move. Somebody else released too. We also got division rookies. We'll talk about it when we get back. But first, I got to tell you guys about Swiss Insurance, guys. That piece is that insurance behind your number one starter. So call Mark with Swiss Insurance today at 313-530-1698 or visit Mark at SwissINS.com. Again, that's 313-530-1698 or again, that's Mark at SwissINS.com.
And Ally.
The Ally Challenge is back, presented by McLaurin. August 22nd through the 25th at Warwick Hills. Leave the golf to the pros, but don't miss the party on 17. $2 birdie beers, concerts, and more. Get your tickets at allychallenge.com. Brought to you by Randy Wise Automotive.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
It's the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour, guys. Make sure you sign up by scanning the QR code above my head. Braylon Edwards out there today. You could have joined Calvin Johnson. Complete our foursome. Your fans.
Hey, yo.
It's the Randy Wise Automotive Team Celebrity Golf Tour. He a fan. What up, welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on WoodSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spinmo Rax, young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff.
Let's
go. Caleb the color blind in the mask here. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Carrying out the Detroit Lions news. Listen to our coach, QB coach, on any media day. He's always got great things to say about Sudfeld, says Danny G. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just...
Yeah, you can say everything you want about him, but when I see him out there playing like dog shit, that's all I got to see.
I got to be honest, I don't recall him saying anything about Sudfeld at all ever, to be honest with you.
Mark Brunell?
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to check. I could be wrong. Either way.
I say great things about Eazy all the time. I don't want him playing quarterback for the Lions.
That's very That's very, very, very true. As we pile in the Lions comments from the Dan Campbell presser, we do have a little bit of news from the NFC North following the preseason. Didn't you guys get the catch? I guess let's start with you. Nick, did you see your boy JJ?
Yeah, I watched every throw, and I watched every throw he made in a video after, because I was not able to watch it live. But I did see them come back and win it at the end.
JJ looked good. He struggled on his first drive through that interception, but after that, he was making throws. He was making tight window throws. Good ball placement on out routes on the sidelines. Obviously, a couple deep shots. I always thought that JJ was going to be a damn good NFL prospect, and I know it's preseason, so I'm not going to overblow it too much. He's playing against third-string guys, but he looked good. He was making all the throws.
I think one of the biggest things that stood out to me about J.J. McCarthy specifically is they got him in that play action a lot that he's comfortable with, that he ran at Michigan, because they had such a dominant run game with Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards in times. So to have him comfortable in the play action where he got to sit back, clean pocket, make that, step up and make the big-time throws, that's when he's at his best, and when he can get out of the pocket a little bit and use his legs, which he had a couple rushes as well. And yeah, that's just the JJ that we come to know for the last 2 years at Michigan. Strong in the pocket. When you can give him play action, he's usually going to do pretty well. And he was able to find receivers downfield.
Definitely saw the good in it, and it was pretty good. They actually got another receiver, 83 out there, the Speedy
Naylor.
Speedy Naylor out there.
Yeah, MSU.
Oh yeah.
Shit. They just keep turning him out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's going to beat JJ or anything like that, but
not that. But I mean, to have as your wide receiver 3, you already have Jordan Addison. That's I don't like that. Not a fan of that at all, to be honest with you guys. And he was playing fairly early, if I'm not mistaken.
Again, yeah, I'm not going to take too much away from the first preseason game. Like, dudes look like studs in preseason all year and then don't do anything. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I love Jalen Naylor. Loved him for a while. He's a great player. He's obviously an elite deep threat. We'll see. Hopefully he makes the roster and has a good year. I know he was there last year. He had a couple plays, but nothing too crazy.
And I see the comments in chat. The JJ Glazing's wild. It's not really glazing. I just didn't expect to see this soon. Like that one touchdown he had to the left, like that deep bomb. I did not expect to see that type of stuff this early into the process.
I mean, I did. I loved him as a prospect for the NFL. He's got the arm to make all the throws. Very capable quarterback. But again, it's the preseason. So if he's out there against an actual starting NFL defense, it's going to look a lot different.
Especially if pass rushers are getting to him.
Yes.
That's what kind of stood out to me, is he had all the time in the world. And that's when he was able to make those throws, just like he was in college with that Joe Moore award-winning offensive line one of the years, and then basically the best line in the country that they didn't want to give the best offensive line in the country 3 years in a row the award for it. But JJ had all the time in the world in college. If he has time in the NFL, you can expect him to make some big throws.
Yep, he had the interception too. I'm not saying he was perfect or anything like that, but he just surprised me. I thought that was going to be a little bit of a slow roll.
Does it change your outlook on JJ to going into this season, or do you think like he will eventually become the starter this year with Sam Darnold overtake him?
Yeah, that's what I thought the whole situation was. I thought he's sitting again probably till week 8 or maybe even longer, because I feel like Darnold could be just as productive until Darnold actually has a really bad game. Then probably they bring in JJ if they're comfortable with it. And yeah, I mean that's kind of been my take on it. I just didn't expect him to start the season. Caleb, did you speak on the JJ stuff?
No, but I mean I've been known. My friends know I've been wrong about rookie quarterbacks a lot, and J.J. McCarthy was a guy I really didn't like coming into the draft. He looked good. That was the Raiders' starting defense, by the way. But, again, first week of preseason, yeah, he made some really good throws. It's a little bit scary. But, I don't know. It's first week of preseason. I'm not going to overreact about it, but
yeah, I'm not
a little bit
and,
scary.
And you said that was the Raiders' starting defense, and you didn't have Max Crosby.
No Max Crosby.
Or
no Max
Christian
Crosby.
Wilkins.
Yep.
Like the two most important players.
Okay,
in the Raiders'
yeah.
starting
You're
defense.
right. You're right.
That'll
you're right.
definitely change the face of how you look at things. But no, like I said, he looked good after he settled down after that first drive. He went out there and made plays, and like I've been saying it the whole time. He's got the arm. He's got an NFL arm, and he's athletic. He can do it. Everybody's talking about him being a handoff merchant, which he was, but it's not because of lack of ability. It's just
that's the offense.
When you can run the ball 40 times and win, why wouldn't you do that?
And just like, everybody, I mean, Caleb Williams has really good weapons, but J.J. McCarthy is the best receiver in the game, and also Jordan Addison.
Yep.
So that's going to help him a lot as well. And T.J. Hawkinson and Aaron Jones, veteran running back. So
yeah. And I like low-key, too. I think Ty Chandler is kind of...
Yeah, I like Ty Chandler.
Moving on to another part of the division. This one made me sick to my stomach to watch. I'm not going to lie. Like, I saw the throw that everyone was talking about, and my stomach it kind of knotted up a little bit.
No! God, please, no!
Yeah, actually,
no!
I'm going to go to you, Nick. Caleb Williams, the debut.
God. You don't want to think that they're going to just somehow have this elite offense now with those wide receivers. Obviously, DeAndre Swift being a Chicago Bear now, and Caleb Williams. That a couple of those plays, it's just kind of like I said with Hooker, but obviously on a different level. It's the intangibles of Caleb Williams getting out of the pocket, making that deep throw across his body, or on the run. It's just, you can see where he can be troublesome to NFL defenses, and when he can escape with his legs and get big key first downs. This team's going to have to be extremely careful, specifically with running quarterbacks and Caleb Williams, because he can take over a game with his legs if you let him and don't have a spy on him, which I don't believe Aaron Glenn tends to actually use quarterback spies.
He does not.
So that's going to be something moving forward in the Lions and Bears matchups that's going to stand out to me a lot. But it looks like Caleb Williams is going to be just fine transitioning to the NFL.
And again, I think everybody that was hoping and praying and saying that Caleb Williams is going to be a bust, you're idiots. This kid's going to be good.
Hoping for it for sure. But
he's going to be really good. But people that were convinced, he paints his nails, he can't be good at football.
It's different.
You did not watch him play. You must have not seen games of this man playing football. He is hyped that way for a reason. He has been talked about this way for a reason. He can do everything out there. And
breaking news.
Do I think they're going to be insane? No. But Caleb Williams is going to be good for a while.
Jaron Duran's part of punishment forced to buy Caleb Williams jersey.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Wow.
You hate to see it. I heard he's getting a Jared McCain jersey too. But no, Caleb Williams is a stud, and like I said, I don't think they're going to just be lights out year one with him as their quarterback, but he's going to be a problem in the league for a while.
Yeah, he looked way too comfortable, way too just in tune. He's got that natural feel. He's got that. I hate even saying this because this guy is regarded as one of the greats, not just in the game now, but all time. The Patrick Mahomes, the gamesmanship, where it's okay, my offensive line is holding up, or I just need 2 more seconds for this guy to finish off his route. I know there's going to be a 40-yard gain. Let me just scoot over here and get her done, and that's what we saw. The throw that he made towards the sideline to, I believe it was to Cole Kmet, and he had another one like that too that I think Kmet dropped beforehand too. That's nothing to do with preseason. That's nothing to do with preseason coverage. That's nothing to do with preseason whoever's playing against him. That's just a throw that not many people can make. Only some of the lead of the league can make, and you saw it on display multiple times during that game. Again, one of them was dropped. That was the one I was most uncomfortable with because I know that JJ, like you guys said too, he's kind of everything around him is set for him to succeed, right? You got JJ, you got another JJ, Addison, Hawkinson. Same situation there in Chicago, maybe outside of an offensive line. You have Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze. Those are that's arguably the best wide receiving core in the league. It's definitely up there for debate, but it's definitely in the conversation for top 3.
No,
you're not ranking them below that.
They're going to be good, and I'm not saying the Bears are even going to make the playoffs this year. Is because I don't believe in their defense and I don't believe in their offensive line yet. But
you don't believe in the Bears' defense?
Not really. No.
What? You saw what they did to us last year?
Yeah. Did you see what happened?
They closed out the year?
I don't think they're going to be this elite defense. No.
Bears defense is really good.
Do you think they're going to be an elite defense?
Yeah, they are.
You think they're better than the Lions?
I think the Lions are probably up neck and neck. I mean, now new look Lions, by the way, our guy Derek Klassen we had on the show, a lot of the guys, listeners didn't like it because he didn't have too many good things to say about our guy JG, but he put the Detroit Lions in top 10. First national guy that I've been keeping an eye out for that I've seen to put the Detroit Lions in that conversation. Most of it's come from us, from you, I'd say. I've been saying 15.
Yeah.
But top 10, that's a national guy, and the guy's been critical of the Detroit Lions, too.
I don't believe in their defensive line, and I don't believe in their offensive line. And without those, you're not going to win a whole lot in the NFL. Their skill positions are pretty great. Their linebackers are pretty great. They got Jalen Johnson, but
Montez Sweat can be a problem.
That's about it.
They're pretty good.
That's about it when you look at their defensive line. And their offensive line is still unproven. But
yeah,
they're
I'm with you.
They're on the rise for sure.
If they're putting up over 21 points a game, I think they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with the Bears, and it's how soon is Caleb Williams going to connect with all those receivers in my eyes? Because I think the way you were talking about it, Eazy, is he has those intangibles that you cannot teach on a football field. He can make things happen out of nothing, kind of like a Patrick Mahomes-esque. And I'm not saying he's going to be that in his career, but he can do a lot of similar things that he does when he takes over a game. If that defense holds up and if they can get their offense going early, it might be, pretty scary in Chicago moving forward.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that one takes time. I still got us winning the division. Well, I shouldn't say that because we got our division stuff coming up. Oh. But Detroit Lions definitely still in contention very much for the division. I just think where we're at in terms of our mentality, it's just nothing's really going to get in the way. We're not going to allow any of that hype, any of that play. We're always going to be up there in the fight, and that's the type of team we present. We finally got, again, top through bottom, enough guys to make plays too, but we're up against it on break. Not for nothing, by the way, too. Did you guys see the 65-yard bomb from Love? Mm-hmm. That was fucking... I don't like it. We finally get good, and then the rest of the guys are just... In 1 year's time, so yeah, we're right there with you. Right there, right behind you.
I don't think any of these teams are right there with the Lions. I think that's a little aggressive.
So right behind you. Yeah. That's what I said. All right. We got to go to break. Tell us about Les Stanford.
Les Stanford. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at LesStanford.com. Les Stanford, together. Let's ride.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out PremierPetSupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan. They just opened a location in Madison Heights, so make sure you go check that out. They're known for their delicious pizza, the best biscuits, and great New York-style pizza. For more information, go to Soroki's.com or find a location near you. Soroki's. Nah, it's crispy.
God damn, dude. I forgot the Bears got Austin Booker. Remember how bad I wanted him?
Mm-hmm.
6'6". I mean, he's Max Crosby light.
Kansas, right?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. No, yeah, Kansas or Kentucky. I think it's Kansas, you're right. I guess he had 4 sacks. over the weekend. And then I just put on the tape. But I just typed in his name on Twitter. I didn't type in like his sacks. It's not even a sack play. It was just him taking a left tackle and just driving him to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Don't like it.
I don't care. He's not going to do that to Taylor Decker. He's not going to do that to Penei Sewell. So that doesn't matter to me.
No, it's not going to happen, but it means he's good. And
he's good in preseason. We'll see what happens when the actual players start playing.
Yeah.
Bears minus
Like
108.
Uwu or whatever his name was looked like a demon out there. Like
didn't look like what I just saw.
You know, I'm not overreacting to preseason tape.
I mean, I will. I'm not going to overreact, but I'm just going to tell you what it is. He looks good. We watched him in the pre-draft process, and we were fans of him.
What time in the game was it?
I didn't get to see it. It's just like the all 22.
The highlight of it.
Yeah. But just again, like you know that for sure. Like if your guy's going up against the twos and you want him to look a level above him, consistently enough to where the play I watched wasn't even a sack. It was just a rep where he dominated. We'll see. Maybe he was owning that guy. That could be fair. I'm not trying to fear monger at all. I'll tell you like it is. How I feel. Speaking about people telling like it is and how he feels, obviously Detroit Lions lost their wide receiver today. Dan Campbell spoke to the podium just recently, and he said that wide receiver 3 spot is still open. They're literally just waiting for someone to step up. So it doesn't sound like Darius Fountains got locked down. I don't know if Isaiah Williams made any traction, but I feel like he did. He's obviously still on the roster. Not that anyone's getting cut right now anyway, but another thing he mentioned, let me get the quote for this one. Actually, I think I sent this in Slack. Chris, did you grab it by chance?
I grabbed everything that's in Slack. Let me see.
I should have told you. I sent it like during the commercial break. I'll just read it off to you.
I got it.
It's a quote from Dan Campbell. You got it?
Yeah, give me 1 second right here.
Shout out to Jeff Risen for pulling this one. It's a quote from Dan Campbell, speaking about guys rushing the passer. James Houston, a little bit of a role change, it looks like. This is from Dan Campbell. It says, going to try to get James Houston back to more of an end. So it sounds like the Sam experiment is done.
Good.
Yes. We've been begging for it.
Good. I don't know why they did that experiment in the first place. Like,
I think
we know what James Houston is good at. We know what James Houston succeeds at a high level. We know what made him elite and what got him his opportunity, and that's getting to the quarterback. So put him in a position where all he has to do is get at the quarterback.
I used to pray for times like this. Let's go, boys. Let's go. James Houston, 10 sacks incoming. I thought that was just not his role. I don't know why they kept trying it. Let's go, boys. We are back. James Houston, hype train, is back on. Let's go. Let him loose. Get to the quarterback.
I remember when they made this announcement with Betts, it felt like they're kind of punting on him. Houston obviously had some reps, but no sacks. Did he make any noticeable plays for you guys? Even just applying pressure?
Got into the backfield a little bit. Yeah, he chased.
That one where he almost got a penalty?
Chased Drew Lock out of bounds and cracked him at the very end.
Oh, was that Betts?
Yeah. No, that was Houston.
Oh, Houston. Yeah.
I saw him get in the backfield a couple times, but he had that one hit that was very late, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah. With Betts, I feel like it was more of a punt because he didn't have any type of established role or any type of like NFL resume. At least with Houston, he's got the 8 sacks where like if he's put in that role, you feel like, or at least you're somewhat comfortable that he could give you some production at least. I don't feel like that's as much as a punt that they're giving up on him at the Sam spot. But also, he didn't really show out in that preseason game, but he's also playing Sam.
I feel like he got double teamed on the one I was thinking of where another guy on our team got a sack and he was he was getting pretty good pressure within the double team to allow his teammate to get the sack. And if you think about it, Hutchinson would be the one taking on the double team. He'd be on the one-on-one on the other side. So I think he's going to see a lot of that this year instead of him being the one getting those double teams.
That's exactly what it is. When we play games that actually matter against guys who actually are going to play in the NFL, James Houston's going to be seeing one-on-one matchups every single time he's out there because you're going to have Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, and Ali McNeil on that defensive line with him instead of Uwu, and Uwu. So, like, we're gonna see James Houston in one-on-one matchups, and that's where he's shown he can succeed, using his speed and using his hands and moves to get around these bigger offensive tackles when he's one-on-one covered up.
So now that we're looking at James Houston, I'm all aboard the James Houston hype train. But now that we're looking at him as no longer they're trying to put him in a position and they're just letting him do what he does best, what is a fair expectation for him this season as far as how often he'll be on the field and therefore the production that could come with it?
I expect him to see 20 to 30 snaps a game, and that's being generous. I mean, like I said, I've been saying this since we got it. He is, people call him a one-trick pony in the chat to say, like, that's a bad thing, but it's a pretty damn good thing when that's one of the most important things and one of the most impactful things you can do on the defensive side of the football. So, yeah, he's a quarterback assassin. He is going to be out there in obvious passing downs. He's going to be out there in a two-point stance, coming off that edge, trying to rip the quarterback's head off. And if he does that once every game, then he's playing a very impactful role for the Lions defense.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, that's the question for me, Chris, is how often we're going to see him on the field now, you know? And obviously it'll be those pass rushing situations. That's probably it, him and Wingo. But does that take away from Wingo now, too? Because I don't know if you want too many undersized guys on the field at one time. You know, I feel like they mix match perfect, although you can say that, you know, James plays the edge, obviously, and Wingo will be on the inside typically, although we've heard him getting reps at the edge, too.
Throw Broderick out there.
Yeah, maybe he could be Wingo as well, man. I mean, we'll see, but I do like the fact that, yeah, I think he'll less criticism of him. I want to hear more positive things, and I feel like him playing the end, maybe we'll see that. And obviously, you lost John Kaminsky, you know, and I wish him well, but you lost John Kaminsky for the year, so maybe that helps him, you know, gain this spot on the team where you keep him, because I truly feel like, yeah, he's just another weapon in your arsenal to pass rush and get to the quarterback, especially in situations where we're going to be down, and we do have questions. I don't have questions about the secondary, but nothing's official yet, right? We're talking about it's preseason and everything like that. Like, well, we can't be too hype on our secondary yet then either. So give me a guy that gets to the quarterback in a situation where guys, you know, driving down the field to make a last-minute touchdown score.
1,000%. It's keys to wisdom. Says 8 sacks from a pass rushing down D end would be nice. Davenport is more of an all downs guy. That's 100%. That's what I've been saying the whole time. If you can get a full season out of Davenport and Houston combined, that's perfect, because Davenport will be your first down, second down guy, and then you bring in James Houston when you need to kill the quarterback.
And Keys also says PFF did not like Wingo. They did not. They rate. I think he got the
PFF
lowest defensive
stupid,
grade or one of the
though.
lowest defensive grades, and that's just one of the issues or flaws of PFF is you can't use that scoring system or metric to like determine what a player's value is on the team, because obviously when Dan Campbell hit the podium, he had different things to say. That was the first thing he brought up when he's asked about the defensive and the young guys too. So
and you know,
the one mistake he made, probably PFF metric wise, slumped out the rest of the performance
because it cost a touchdown, and he was grossly out of position. So that definitely skewed the numbers a lot. PFF, I feel like they jumped the shark. I think I said that already.
Yeah, that's what they do. I mean, listen, we had a guy that I fuck with too on the show, and he kind of told us straight up. He cracked down, maybe slipped up a little bit there. It was like, yeah, some of these are objective, and it's just how PFF rolls. Nick?
Yeah, I think the thing about James Houston, you look at last season when he was fully healthy in that Kansas City game, he had 21 snaps on defense. That's where I can see him coming in this year, and specifically on second and longs, and then third and 4 plus. You know, when they're going to be passing, where you can just let them loose. Because if it is a 3rd and 4, I would still bet that they kind of look at that end spot and maybe think about running the ball towards him, because he is not great on defending the run, and we know that. So you do have to be careful when you put him in, and maybe even help out that side of the ball with a linebacker or something if they are going to run the ball on that side, I would imagine, if James Houston is there alone. You know, just based on what we've seen, he's not great versus the run. We know that. But if you can let him loose towards the quarterback, I think he's going to be a really successful pass rusher in this league.
Yeah, I mean, I guess another piece of this, too, where it could have forced this issue was obviously they're trying to get him to play the Sam, and maybe not just so much his lack of production at the Sam spot, but also those linebackers, as Spinny talked about Friday, too, they looked really good in that game. And maybe Deron Gilbert's making a name for himself, or maybe some of these other guys are like, damn, like, maybe we want to have this guy on the roster at the Sams because he also plays special teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those linebackers look damn good. They look damn good. They're flying all around the field. Props to Calvin Shepard again. You know, he coaches those guys up, man. They were looking good. And, yeah, I think for the Sam spot, they want somebody that's more versatile, and because you were asked to do more. I don't think you, I don't know. I guess Houston set a high bar for himself for some people because of what he did, but, this guy was a 6th-round pick in the NFL draft for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's not going to be this all-around dynamo defensive end. He is a pass rush specialist, and that's okay. It's not everybody has to be Aiden Hutchinson and can just do it all. Like this is a guy that he has a specific role, and that role is an extremely important part. And if his role wasn't directly killing the quarterback, he might not be on the team, because we know they like the versatility, and that sways their thought process a lot. But when your role is something that can change games, that is important.
I think I mentioned Deron Gilbert, but I also want to give credit to Malik Jefferson too. He looked phenomenal out there at the linebacker spot. But
there's another.
You want to talk about takeaways from the preseason? The guys don't want to have. Guys want to have the reservation of preseason, but no, this is where guys win position battles. Mm-hmm. This is where you make your spot in the roster, and I think now for James Houston, the expectation beyond anything in the regular season, let's see him perform this next preseason game against the Chiefs now, because then now he's gonna have to show his worth as an edge rusher. He's gonna show his worth to, like Nick said, stop a run. Show your value. At least get to the quarterback again. But fuck, we can't get rid of him. All he does is get to the fucking quarterback. This next preseason game, in my opinion, is gonna be pretty big for James Houston.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know how. What do you need to see out of him?
That's exactly what I said. I mean, show why we got you there, right? Yeah. Hey, we're done with the same experiment. We know what you're good at. Let's have you just do that. Show us some other pass rush moves. Show us that you're back from your injury, and then also show us you can stop the run. I think that's what they're going to see. I don't necessarily think that he's a lock to make the rosters because he didn't do it before, and I think he's has to prove himself again, because it's been that way. He hasn't really gotten too much love from these guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
If anything, we've heard criticisms. Do you have anything on that, Kev, before we go to break?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care if he can't stop the run, because he has such elite traits as a pass rusher. I mean, we could just throw him out there every third down, like you guys said. Marcus Davenport's going to be the first, second down, and yeah, I'm glad the same experiment's done. I was tired of watching him drop into cover. Just let him do what he's good at and rush the passer.
Got some other notes from the Dan Campbell press conference when we get back, but first, we got to tell y'all.
Lady Jane's. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You can stop in, sit back, relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Your Pet the Best. Premier Pet Supplies, hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences the online and big box retailers, with one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years. 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
What up, welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on WoodSports.com. He's joined by Spinmo Rex,
Hello.
Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, Caleb, the colorblind. Go! Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend. I actually should have got to this news first. This is some of the news that excited me the most over the weekend. Caleb, Jesus. Christian Mahogany.
Yes.
Back with the team. Not practicing this week, but in the vicinity. Looks like he's going to be getting his weight up. We heard no rumors that I ever bought into, but there was some wild stuff going around last week that I just wasn't ready to hear. I didn't really believe in, because there's nothing behind it, honestly. And, yeah, he's back with the team. And I just saw somebody ask, I think it was Phil or somebody else, what is Mahogany's role with this team? And if he obviously pulls through as a 6th-round pick, it'll be a backup lineman. And I think one of the best. I think he'll probably be the best secondary lineman, in my opinion. Soares doesn't have a great outing at the left tackle spot. I can't really name anybody else after that. Everybody
Skipper looked pretty good.
Yeah, Skipper. Yeah, actually, with that knowledge, still the second best. I'm sorry, the best reserve lineman. I think Christian Mahogany is a dog. I think specifically in the run game, which we know we eat at. That's how we set a lot of these things up for JG in this offense. I love Christian Mahogany as a draft pick. I'm glad he's back with the team, and I hope that everything's going smooth, and hopefully we see him by I think week 3 probably might be too soon.
Yeah, it's a good thing to hear that he's back. Again, we don't know what happened. We don't know what he was dealing with, but it was something important enough or serious enough to keep him away from the team for a couple weeks. So it's good that he's back. It's good that he's back in the locker room, back with his brothers. Just time for him to get into shape, get game ready, and hopefully get some reps in the preseason before the season starts. Because you look at him as one of your backup interior offensive linemen, and I don't think it's pretty close when you look at what he can be in the middle of that offensive line. I would put him behind Skipper.
Over Skipper.
And I need to see him play at least a snap at a preseason game before I put him over a guy that I've seen.
The one area where I think he'll probably need to grow is that as a pass blocker. But I guess the reason why I emphasize him, or I love that pick so much beyond just like the tape, but Kevin Zeitler is amazing. Kevin Zeitler has missed very few games, but he's up there.
He's old guy.
He's older, and yeah, he was part of a great rushing defense, a rushing offense, but he never was like one of the staples in it. He was more known for his pass blocking. So if anything would have happened between he and even Graham, as much as he's my guy too, he's up there as well. Like I just like to have that interior line depth. And Chris Mahogany, projected to be pretty fucking good. Yeah. A lot of people were scratching their heads when he fell. You got anything on that one, Caleb?
Probably why he fell.
What?
Because whatever caused him to miss so many weeks.
Makes a lot more sense, yeah.
Yeah, happy he's back. We saw in the preseason game that the O-line depth could be a little bit of a problem. But yeah, like you said, I mean, Zeitler and Glasgow getting up there a little bit in age, and we talked about earlier, really the only thing the Lions don't have is some depth in certain positions, and offensive line was one of them. And glad he's back. I really didn't buy into anything I heard, like any of those rumors. Those were
I was not happy to hear those.
Yeah,
but I also couldn't announce it because I didn't know. But also, I'd never heard any of this stuff.
Yeah, I didn't. I was a little bit confused on that, but excited that he's back.
The thing that stands out to me is we last year had Glasgow as that depth backup that was extremely important, as we saw, because he became a starter.
Yeah.
In this year, we don't have that this year. We don't have that dependable veteran guy that we can plug in and fill a hole. So this is big if Mahogany can be what we think he is, good backup offensive lineman. We need that on this team right now because we didn't go out and get a Glasgow like we did last year, just in case of emergency. Glasgow's now a starter, and we don't have a guy to replace him. So hopefully Mahogany, I'm glad he's back, and obviously it's not as serious as maybe some speculated, but yeah, I'm really happy he's back.
Another reason too, just particularly him being the interior defensive lineman or offensive lineman is, and I don't want to shoot my guy Unky Neal here some bail, but like Goff's worst performances last year came when that interior offensive line wasn't at its best, when it wasn't elite. We didn't have the Graham Glasgow, like Coyote or whoever the hell else was in there, and teams took advantage of that, and Goff severely struggled with it. So to have a guy like Mahogany back on the team, I'm assuming he makes the roster. He probably ends up on some PUP or some form of IR if he's not suited up by next week, which I'm fine with. We have 4 weeks to spare on that situation, so I think that's huge for the Detroit Lions in this offense. But speaking of the Detroit Lions in this offense, did I send a clip of Jared Goff?
Yes, you did.
Let's run it.
Great example of where you and your coordinator, Ben Johnson, have gotten to where it's next level in terms of the shorthand and the conversations you guys can have either lead up to practice or a game or in those critical moments.
Yeah, I think there's so many answers for coverages and blitzes, and we're starting to kind of I guess I'm starting to kind of know where he's going a little more often than not when we do get a certain look or a certain blitz or a certain coverage where I know what he thinks are the best answers and can kind of suggest some of those and get on the same page.
Yeah, so the reason why I grabbed that clip is Jared Goff kind of talking about just the way him and Ben Johnson have become even more in sync from when they first had that meeting. They had Chick-fil-A and broke down film for like 2 days and created one of the best offenses in the NFL. But now it's getting to the point where you reflect back to some of the stuff that we heard Tom Brady say when we played his clip in the show. It's like, hey, a lot of that continuity helped me throughout my career, just knowing what my coordinator wanted to see, what he wanted me to hot route certain things to when I saw certain things in the field. And again, we talked about it, and that's when I finally was able to go to Spinny side saying the Detroit Lions are going to win the Super Bowl, is when I heard that the fucking GOAT say it. The guy that won 7 of them things. say it, and talking about the continuity in the offense and stuff like that. And here's Jared Goff just kind of reconfirming what we already thought.
Yeah, there's me and Tom Brady, man. We know ball. It's pretty even football knowledge there, I would say, between myself and Tom Brady. Both played at extremely high levels.
Amen.
Him obviously the NFL, but me, I played IM flag football at Michigan State. So like, who's the real winner here, Tom? But all joking aside, they talked about this being football 401 for a reason. Like these are guys that are mastered at their craft. This offense is a well-oiled, well-tuned machine, and there isn't going to be a defense in the NFL that can stop it next year. It's like, I fully expect them to go out there and be the best offense in the NFL. I expect them to run every play to perfection and to just be dominating teams on the ground, through the air. It doesn't matter. This team is ready. The players are ready. There's one thing on all of their minds, and that is to win a Super Bowl. And you heard Goff mention it, and I know we bring it up every time, but last year was the first time that Jared Goff had the same play caller and quarterback coach for 2 seasons in a row in his NFL career. Mm-hmm. And so this year will obviously be the first time he's had the same play caller and the same quarterback coach for 3 seasons in a row in his NFL career. And that can only do things but instill you with more confidence, comfortability, and knowledge of an offense that gives defensive coordinators around the league nightmares to think about. And I'm extremely excited to see it.
One of the things Tom Brady said in that spiel that he had about it was like shortcomings in the past that he and that offensive coordinator or that offensive line experienced. And JG has those situations, whether it was the Green Bay game on Thanksgiving last year or like the multiple times outside of 2022 where the Bears kind of have given Goff a little bit of trouble. He and Ben Johnson have gone through those experiences now where they've kind of maybe found counterpoints to it. And even if the Bears switch it up last minute on him, he'll be like, oh, shit, this is what they did that got me last year. Or this is what they did that got me in 21. Like, this is the stuff that helps you level up. And then, again, this is Tom Brady saying these things and Jared Goff saying them as well. You also have Frank Ragnow in the same offense, Taylor Decker, Penei Sewell. I truly think this is the difference maker for the Detroit Lions is that situation, what he just said. And it's something we speculated on when we heard Tom Brady say it, and we said, oh, yeah, the Detroit Lions got that exact same thing going. Well, now you actually hear Jared Goff say it. They're on the same wavelength when it comes to that stuff. Caleb?
Yeah, not only is it Goff's first time with the same coordinator for 2 years in a row, it's that coordinator's the best play caller in the league and the best offensive coordinator in the league, in my opinion. And I mean, with Goff bought in, and they're on the same page, and all these weapons Goff has, I think Goff is in for a huge year. And yeah, I'm excited. I love Goff. I love to hear Goff say that.
Nick?
I've never been more comfortable going into a year and confident in the same time with my quarterback, with the play caller, the way Goff's confidence is kind of coming out in interviews and how he's ready, gearing up for this year. And the fact that we have explosive players mixed with reliable ones. You think about the reliability, or you think about Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown being extremely reliable, even David Montgomery for that matter, handing the rock to him. You think about the explosive plays from a Jahmyr Gibbs, from a Jamison Williams. They can attack you now from all sides of the field, and it's going to be crazy to see because Goff is so comfortable and confident right now, and it makes me confident as a fan going into this year and how dominant this offense can be.
Buck, heavyweight sold out. Talking about for the Goff praise?
Sold out for what?
Never sold out. It's always kept it real. And JG's in situation to be the best version of himself that we've seen for 2 years now.
Yeah. And he's shown it. He's played 2 years at an elite level. I expect him to play even better next year.
Even when I had things to say about JG's not being the guy in the past, like, who could have expected Brad Holmes to do what he's done in these draft classes? I mean, year after year, this guy is literally turning out all pro
doesn't happen
players.
It doesn't happen.
Multiple.
There's a reason that other teams around the league don't like the Lions. Because Brad Holmes is like Brent Veach level of drafting right now. There are maybe 3 guys in the NFL that can draft on the same level as Brad Holmes, and it's impressive to watch. You keep thinking that, all right, that's all he got. Next year's got to be worse, and then you get the best cornerback in the draft at 24. So, like, it's insane that he just continues to do it. It's like the Jesse Pink be like, he can't keep getting away with this. Like, that's the rest of the NFL when Brad Holmes walks up to the podium.
Like, the stuff initially was when you're paying a quarterback that much money, how are you going to build the team around it? But when Brad Holmes he gave you Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown their first draft class. Oh, sprinkling in a little bit of Levi Zarika who you're going to finally see this year, and Ali McNeil who's turning the leaf, and also Afonso Milifon were all in the same draft class. And then last year, he gave you Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta already all-pro. Jahmyr Gibbs well on his way. Like, I didn't expect that. That's like unrealistic expectations to have. And some of those guys we didn't see till, again, like if he did show out to last year. Aleem obviously was a little bit of, something progress. You can say the same thing about our Levi. And now J-Mo's coming along as well, too. Like, it's been too good to be true. That's how great Brad Holmes has been. And Jared Goff, obviously, we know in those situations he's performed. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to NFC conference championships. Like,
yeah, there's a reason the Detroit Lions don't look like the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's a reason the Detroit Lions don't look like the Buffalo Bills. There's a reason the Detroit Lions don't look like the Cincinnati Bengals, where these teams they have star power, but it's blatantly one side of the football that is a lot better, or one position group or one quarterback that makes them who they are. The Detroit Lions have one of, if not the most well put together and deepest rosters in the NFL, and that is solely on Brad Holmes.
And on top of it, too, they grab guys with the mental fortitude to fall in line with the vision of a guy like Dan Campbell, who just gets everybody up and ready to run through a fucking wall. So maybe, he's not drafting guys specific to that, but we know what the process is. They're very kind of, they want FBI. They want football intelligence. They want guys that love the game, and obviously that's what Dan Campbell is, and obviously his coaching staff reflects that too, and we just so happen to be blessed with a guy named Ben Johnson too. It's been a match made in heaven, and as a fan, I'm going to speak in its existence. I don't expect this dream to end yet. It's not over.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Bowl's coming. But we got more Detroit Lions. We got some college football and some NFC West predictions possibly. But first, let me tell you guys about KDK Law. It's Kevin and Catherine right here in Birmingham. 10-plus years of experience, and they're available 24/7. That's Kevin and Catherine. You're dealing with divorce, are you dealing with custody issues, are you dealing with visitation issues, just scan the QR code or call 248-971-0746. It's Kevin and Catherine at KD Law.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Dispo Dispensary, not only your local cannabis plug, but right now, we find one of the 6 locations more across the great city of Michigan. If you scan this QR code next to me and bring it in, they'll save you $10 off any purchase of $25 or more. That's Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug. You must be 20 and up in order to participate. A part tipper deck.
Right there, it's good.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waste Live on WorldSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Spinmo Rex.
Hello.
Young Chris, Nicholas Kohloff, Caleb the Colorblind. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend. I figured we had to give you guys some Lions love there after talking about the off-season hype surrounding our NFC North opponents there. But Speedy, this next one you grabbed, and FanDuel is full of trolls.
FanDuel is bait.
There's just no
them and the Professional Football Network or whatever it is. They just post shit to get interactions for sure.
Yeah, because this one is kind of. It's up there. It's more than just the Detroit Lions situation too, but they made the Lions. They did the NFL's future Hall of Famers.
Most likely to be a future Hall of Famer on each NFL team. And, yeah. It's, you see the lines there is Aiden Hutchinson.
I mean, let's first. I get it, right? Justin Tucker's for sure going to the Hall of Fame. They're not wrong in that one, but they knew what they did, sparking up the Lamar Jackson guys there too, putting him as like the guy on the graphic.
Yeah, they're both going to be Hall of Famers, but I would say Justin Tucker, there is nothing he can do to make him not a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
I guess you could make the same argument for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. But that's what they want to do. They want to spark it up right away.
Yeah.
By putting on the guy that didn't win 2 MVPs.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Other than that, it's a pretty good list.
You think so?
I mean, there's
Marvin Harrison Jr. hasn't even taken a snap.
Who else would you put on the Cardinals?
I mean, you're talking about just guys that have done stuff already. I mean, is Budda Baker?
I don't know. I can say with
Kyler's
confidence
near
that Marvin Harrison Jr. will have a better career than Budda Baker.
I mean, let's see. I mean, I gotta really look at that roster, to be honest with you.
There's really nobody else that I can think of off the top of my head, at least.
But still, a guy that hasn't even taken a snap yet. What are we doing?
I mean, he's the best player on the roster.
Is he? Can we see him in action first? I mean, they got Desmond Ridder for Christ's sakes. They got Clayton Tune for Christ's sakes. Easy Hall of Famer.
Clayton Tune is a good one. They have Desmond Ridder and
they really had no one else.
There's nobody else.
Hold on.
That's the only one, if people want to get up in arms, but there's literally nobody else.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of Atlanta. Sean Murphy Bunting, not going to Hall of Fame, but he's had a career.
Yeah, his career's almost over. He's definitely not going to Hall of Fame.
Matt Prater. Huh.
No, Matt Prater's not a Hall of Famer. If Jason Hanson's not a Hall of Famer, then Matt Prater isn't.
Did he win one with the Broncos?
No.
No, he got cut from drinking or DUI or something like that.
Hell yeah. Drunk little leprechaun, dude.
Okay. All right. I digress. It's just still just weird.
At the Lions, you got Aiden Hutchinson there.
Falcons, Jesse Bates is fair. Think about the rest of that roster.
Jordan Love, your boy, for the Packers.
Get the fuck out. Did they really just put him? Wow.
I was going to say,
that's aggressive.
If they're going to put Jordan Love,
wow,
why would they not put Stroud? I mean, they've both been good for a year. I know they put Diggs, but for the Packers, you could have put Jacobs.
Diggs isn't making the Hall of Fame.
It's a resume.
I would say Stephon Diggs is not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, there's an argument that he's not. Absolutely. I mean, he really turned it up when he went to Baltimore, but before that, it was kind of like. I mean, I think he had maybe one 1,000-yard season with Minnesota.
Yeah.
Is anybody mad that Goff isn't the Lions selection? I mean, I'm sure not in this room.
I'm mad it's not Panay.
Exactly.
That's what it should be.
Yeah. No offense to Hutch either, but
that's what it should be. It should definitely be Panay Sewell. He's the first team All-Pro.
And he's already the best player at his position. With Aiden Hutchinson, there's an argument he might not even be in the top 7.
He's not in the top 5, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, fellas, I had 3 names written down. One of them was St. Brown. Where are you guys at with St.?
Dude, making the Hall of Fame as a wide receiver is tough.
I feel like that's like,
especially in today's league, a lot of people are going to have a lot of really good stats. Like
that's
Jarvis Landry was putting up St. Brown level stats, So I mean, I love Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Well, I don't know if he had it
if he does it for 10 years, then probably. But there's going to be a lot of wide receivers with a lot of really, really good stats in the modern era of the NFL.
I feel like that's the narrative, but I do feel like it's a little bit. I don't want to say easier because obviously Hall of Fame is something that's like hard to tame, but I feel like there's like a negative connotation on it because of the TO stuff. But that was more like his beef with the media because it's the media that votes him in.
It's the media that votes them in.
Yeah, like I think that's why it's viewed that way. But Amon-Ra, I could definitely see making the Hall of Fame.
I could see it too for sure, but I would be way more comfortable saying it's Penei Sewell.
Yeah, I mean, Penei Sewell would be my option. I mean, that's what everyone kind of deemed him as before the draft, even.
Yeah,
before
he was. I remember the article saying the only surefire Hall of Famer in the draft.
Penei Sewell.
It looks like it. No, that was a really good draft. That was a fucking loaded draft, actually.
So the chat though.
And the Niners got Trey Lance.
Keys, where you at? I know we don't got supremacy in here today, but like none of you guys, I expected to see some love for Goff.
I think if he wins a Super Bowl with the Detroit Lions after going to one with the Rams, then
is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's
That's fair. I just gotta
check me in.
If somebody says Jared Goff's a Hall of Famer but Stafford isn't, I don't respect your opinion.
Where is the Rams on here?
The Rams were not on there. Well, I mean that's not all the teams.
1, 2. Okay.
It does say every team, but the Rams aren't on there.
So I know it was one season too, and it is kind of projecting, but the sky's the limit for this guy. It was the second team All-Pro, Sam Laporta. If he's on the trajectory to have these consistent tight end seasons, putting up damn near 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, he's on track.
Yeah, shout out Lucas.
If he keeps it up.
Shout out Lucas. He's definitely on. I mean,
the Laporta supporter.
If he does that, dude, yeah, that's Sam Laporta is on trajectory. But again, it would be hard to. It's hard to do that for a while.
Desert Stallion 14. Whoa, fellas, we're really not putting Frank the Tank in the Hall of Fame. I think he'd be deserving. Probably the same situation. Might need a Super Bowl to solidify it because centers don't get love like that. But me personally, just witnessing his career out, covering the team and seeing the injuries he's overcome to perform at the level he's performed at, that's truly Hall of Fame
worthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think it would depend on maybe grabbing a couple more All-Pros the next couple seasons for a guy like Frank to go with the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Where he kind of gets the shine as one of the best offensive linemen on the best offensive line in the NFL?
Yeah, it's fair. I'd say so.
Yeah. I mean, now with Jason Kelsey out, it's him or Creed Humphrey that is going to be first team All-Pro every year. So, yeah, I'd like to see him rack up a couple more of those. Because he's only got two All-Pro years.
If Jared Goff wins the Super Bowl in Detroit, he's for sure going to the Hall of Fame. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't say for sure.
Super Bowl for the Detroit Lions.
Is Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame? I don't think so.
He's going, though. Eli's got 2 Super Bowls. He's top 10 in every passing stat. Did you know that?
Is he?
All time.
Oh.
Isn't that wild?
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's top 10 in yards all time?
He might have felt... Let me see if anybody bumped him out, but yeah.
He just looks so bad.
He looks so
at
stupid
the end of his career.
Well, dude, he was just like... He was the ultimate roll of dice. Like, you didn't know what you were getting each game. Yeah. And they succeeded him with another version of him.
Is Joe Flacco a Hall of Famer?
No. Not at all, no. 1 Super Bowl, no accolades beyond that. Like, he may have gotten some love like the previous year with like maybe a Pro Bowl. But what does that mean nowadays either?
Plus, I think people
threw
forget...
for 43,000 yards in his career.
Joe Flacco did?
Yeah.
It's a fuck ton.
43,000 yards, 245 touchdowns, and a Super Bowl champion.
What are you about to say, Nick?
He was never a Pro Bowler. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Joe Flacco's
That's insane.
But that's also not an organization where, like...
He's an AP comeback
like,
player of the year.
He brought the Ravens to Super Bowl? Like, the Ravens are, like, always in the conversation.
He won the comeback player of the year award. And Super Bowl MVP.
Nice.
Yeah, no. Eli Manning, yeah, he's 10th career yards. So you know about actually
how many does he have?
Him this year? Matthew Stafford would be the guy to bump him out of the top 10.
How many yards does he have?
57,023 yards.
Okay.
Let's go touchdowns. So he's top 10 in yards. Eli Manning, that is. Oh, come on. Give me passing touchdowns. I'd have to pull it up during the break on the other site. But yeah, no, JG wins Super Bowl. He's going to Hall of Fame. Just because it's the Lions.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
I mean, and he's going into year 9 now, and he's still only 29 years old. So the longevity of today's NFL as well, he's going to be able to stack up those numbers, especially, next season, I think he's going to have the best season of his career, to be quite honest, when it comes to touchdowns, interceptions, and yards.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to lead this to a top 3 offense, like, no doubt in my mind.
Dude.
So I think that's going to be play a key role.
Eli is on the cusp of top 10 everything. He's at 10. And same thing, Matthew Stafford going to bump him out this year. Eli, top 10 touchdowns all time, 366. Stafford right behind him, 357.
Damn, dude.
Stafford Hall of Fame? Yeah, Stafford.
Stafford's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Stafford
for sure.
Hall of Famer. Is that crazy?
No.
All right, so Eli's got yards. Eli's got touchdowns. What else is there?
Wait, yeah.
Super Bowls?
So you
2
said
Super Bowls.
Goff
2
should...
Super Bowl MVPs, too. Although Justin Tucker should have got one.
Justin Tuck, yeah.
What were you saying, though? Spinning?
So you said Goff should be in if he wins the Super Bowl.
If he wins Super Bowl, and yeah. Where's he at all time?
He's got 30,000 yards, 185 touchdowns. 30,000, almost 30,500 yards.
So he's at 29. How's Stafford, 36?
Goff can play another 7.
He's got 17 game season now too, so an extra game that boosts those stats up.
3 Pro Bowls.
I'm just looking. I guess I'm looking as a Lions fan, just knowing the Lions' history. Like if this guy wins this franchise, the Super Bowl, it's like he'd have to be he'll be in lore. I guess, you know?
Yeah.
There'll be no denying him. Well, maybe there will be. Sounds like. But let's go to break. We come back, some college football top 25 or some NFC West predictions. How about this, chat? You guys let us know. Do you want NFC West predictions or do you want to react to the college football top 25?
But first, let me tell you about Planet Fitness. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. More than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym, tons of equipment, full body workout in 30 minutes. All memberships include fitness training. Or you can get the black card, get used to the amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 different locations. There's always Planet Fitness near you. Stop in online to sign up or just go into your local Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists. Enjoy a precision haircut, hot lather neck shave, scalp and neck massage, and a hot towel treatment to top it off. Enter for your chance to win the $50,000 Perfect Bracket Challenge. With more than 25 Metro Detroit locations, there's always a Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Are you guys tired of the same old Detroit sports? Head on over to woodwardsports.com, click that shop tab today, and get you some brand new merch. They got hoodies, tees, hats, all that guaranteed to turn heads. Head on over to woodwardsports.com, click the shop tab today, get yourself some fly new merch like Boo Them Kids.
All right, I got two questions. I think next year will be 5 years from Eli's retirement. Be officially eligible. Is he first ballot Hall of Famer?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, brought up to he beat the GOAT twice.
Yeah, those stats are crazy. I didn't know he was top 10 in all those stats.
Right?
Like, that's wild.
He'll be 11 after this year, to be fair.
How long did he
Stafford
play?
will be top 10 following this year, too.
And he only played for the Giants, right?
Only played for the Giants.
Holy
he was
shit.
kind of a little bit of a bitch and forced his way.
Played for 15
Giants,
years
though.
in the NFL.
All right, then I have this question, too. If the Detroit Lions win
That's
the Super
crazy,
Bowl,
dude.
who would you rather get a statue of? MCDC or Jared Goff?
I think they both get statues.
You have to pick one.
I would do Dan
MCDC.
Campbell.
I'm going Dan Campbell, too.
Well, of course.
I'm not what you thinking. I mean, I feel like he's the face of this team.
Yeah, I think it would be Campbell.
Dan Campbell
Is he not?
He's the face of this organization.
For sure.
Yes.
And that's no slight.
I think it's Campbell, but I think it's gonna be both.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be
Give
Campbell.
every single player on the roster a statue.
Yeah.
Like if they win a Super Bowl, just put up a fucking 30 statues all around Detroit.
Like they're gargoyles.
Make them
or some
gargoyles,
shit.
yeah, around Ford Field. The entire roster.
We get like gargoyles and shit. That would be crazy.
Phil says Jared Goff. The Keys says, I mean, those two guys, I'm not surprised to see their answers, to be honest with you.
No.
But let me get a normal guy in here. But let me get somebody who's like
a regular team answer. Paul Thomas said Dan Campbell is the team. Yes.
Yeah, Dan Campbell's the face of the team.
He's the face of the franchise.
Face of the franchise, for sure. Team, franchise, same team, no? Is it
Well, yeah, I mean, some people like to make that distinction.
I do think they would both get one though.
Maybe just get one of like Dan Campbell's hand on Jared Goff's shoulder.
Get one of Dan
both
Campbell
in
and Brad Holmes like hugging, and
Yeah.
then one of Jared Goff,
That would be the one.
and then one of Jared Goff throwing a touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
And with Penei Sewell blocking, and Aiden Hutchinson standing in the background.
Yep, just all, yeah.
Like you couldn't pick one person.
Ben Johnson.
If I were to pick one person, it would be Penei Sewell. Because he started everything,
But
and
that's
he started everything,
Yeah, he was
and
the first pick of the
he is
regime.
by far the best player on the
But
team.
that's not gonna happen.
He should.
It's not.
I mean, is there any offensive lineman with a statue? Maybe the
I'm
dude
sure
from
there's.
Pittsburgh.
I'm sure. Yeah, I was
He's
gonna say.
defensive lineman,
I'm
though,
sure
actually.
the Steelers or the Packers or somebody got an offensive lineman statue.
Do any offense? Yes, Pittsburgh would definitely be the place, I think. Do any offensive linemen have a statue? I'd for sure probably at the colleges, but I'm talking about the pro. Probably not. I mean, Barry just got his. All right, anyway.
Barry won the Super Bowl.
Think about how big offensive linemen are, too. That statue would be fucking...
That would be fucking awesome, dude.
Huge.
A giant Penei Sewell statue.
Just standing over Ford Field.
Yeah.
Like Godzilla.
Holding up one of the pillars of Ford Field
Yeah,
or
fucking
something.
King Kong in that bitch.
Yeah, bro. That'd be fucking awesome.
That would be great. John Madden, but he could probably get one also as a coach.
John Madden was probably as a coach.
Dan Campbell would have to be the statue just because he played here, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like 0-16, the fucking super... Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's him.
I fucking hate
No offense. I don't know, we keep thinking there's like Jaguars or fucking Thunder
fucking
outside.
old fucks, dude.
There's all these old guys spending their retirement money on fancy cars.
Must be nice.
All right, Nick.
I want to retire.
No one really voted.
That's my dream, is to be retired.
Top 25 for NFC West. But I'm going to allow you to pick.
I say let's break this down real quick. I know it's college football. We don't really get too much into it, but I mean, let's get hype. We got Michigan, new future, new starts, and we got MSU, new future, new start. Let's see how this thing goes. One of these teams is in the top 25, one of them is not. But let's break this thing down. Are you guys more or less excited with this new landscape of college football in 2024?
Nah.
12-team college football playoff.
Pretty much the same.
Am I excited about it?
Are you more or less excited than years past?
I'm more excited.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot more. I mean, you know how football is. It's like one and done. There's like there's no series. I feel like almost anything can happen sometimes. So, yeah, I think we'll get a little bit more of that. Obviously, the teams that just get in from the weaker conferences will probably be brushed off, especially because now Big Ten's like a power conference now too. But I'm more excited by far.
Spamo?
I mean, like, yeah, it's kind of the same for me, honestly, when I look at it. It doesn't really do too much for me. Obviously, it'll be cool to see more meaningful football games, but I was a fan of bowl season. I liked bowl season a lot.
We'll be honest, too. I think with the playoff, you're less likely to get guys sitting out because there's something to play for.
Yeah, but is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're in a playoff game, you're playing.
Did Marvin Harrison Jr. play their playoff game?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's the guy who sat out fucking...
Wait, they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Two years ago he did, and he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
That's right. And he got hurt. That's not good. It's not good.
I mean, if you're Penn State this year and you're a certified top 5 pick on Penn State and you make the Super Bowl or make the playoff and you're going up against Georgia,
they're playing.
I wouldn't play.
And speaking of Penn State, let's break down this top 8. We're going to go number 1, Georgia, number 2, Ohio State, number 3, Oregon, 4, Texas, 5, Alabama, 6, Ole Miss, 7, Notre Dame, and 8, Penn State. Does Ohio State University and Ryan Day get over the hump this season, fellas?
No. I think Georgia wins the national championship this year.
You're talking about winning in the Natty?
Winning the Natty.
No, God, no.
OSU?
Ryan Day is not of the fucking
Did they get to the Natty?
I mean, Ryan Day was a field goal away from winning a Natty.
Winning one?
Yes, they would have blown TCU out.
I should say he's a field goal away from going.
They would have won for sure.
But the reality is he was from going, not winning.
Yeah, but they would have won the Natty if they went.
He didn't even get there.
I'm going to say.
Will he get there this season?
No.
Yes.
Gets there, loses to Georgia.
Loses to Georgia.
I think it's really dependent on the play of Will Howard. I mean, he has a lot to prove, I think, this year.
Yeah.
They have a talented offense. They got Judkins from Ole Miss. They have some returning receivers. I think it's all really dependent on Will Howard.
Yeah, they got 2 of the best 5 receivers in the NCAA. You added a quarterback who's won a division before, who's done things and won bowl games. So it's not like Will Howard's just a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
He played Kansas State, right? So
yeah,
not the best program, but not like a non-Power 5 team. Like, he's still a good quarterback. He's a lot better than whoever the fuck they had last year. I can't even remember his name.
Kyle
McCord. Yeah, he was cheeks. So we'll see. No, but I think Georgia's going to win again.
Speaking of teams with good quarterbacks here, we got 4 Texas and 5 Alabama, both who made the playoff last season. Who goes further after the success of last year, but both of them losing in the playoff ultimately? Texas or Alabama?
I think it's Texas.
Texas. Yeah, new coach in Alabama. Texas got hella quarterbacks, too. They got quarterbacks, even if one went down.
Yeah, they got Quinn Ewers. I think
Manning behind him.
I think Quinn Ewers is going to win the Heisman this year. Yeah, they got Manning behind him. He's probably not going to see the field, though, unless something terrible happens. But Yeah, give me Texas to go further.
Caleb, you as well? Or you got Bama?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Jalen Milroe guy. But yeah, I like Texas a lot this year. Another sleeper team was number 4 or number 3 or number 4. I forgot where they were, but Oregon, I really like Dylan Gabriel. Fellow lefty.
3.
Oh, number 3. Yeah, fellow lefty.
Number 3.
Big fan.
Out.
I like their coach too.
I love Dylan Gabriel as well because they beat Texas last year. But going from 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 is Michigan, 10 is Florida State, 11 Missouri, 12 Utah. Can the Michigan Wolverines, and specifically Alex Orji, put up enough points to make it to the college football playoff this season?
I think it's going to be really close. I think they'll have 3 losses on their resume, and I don't know if 3 losses.
They got Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State.
Texas, Oregon, Ohio State.
Yeah, they played 2, 3, 4.
And those, I don't think you win any of those games. I mean, their defense is legit, but
Harbaugh got out just in time.
Yeah, not having a quarterback or an offensive lineman return is tough, and we'll see. Maybe three losses will get you in. I don't know though. I don't think, because I think you got teams like Penn State plays a much easier schedule than Michigan, so they'll probably be in. Oregon will be in. Ohio State will be in. I think that's your 3 Big Ten teams. Michigan will be right on the cusp. We'll see if they get a favorable lie, or if somebody bigger in the SEC or a different conference loses more games.
I think Michigan's in luck because 2 of those 3 games are at home when it comes to Oregon and Texas, and I think that they will win at least one of those games. And I think Alex Orji brings a lot on the ground. Like, kind of think back to a JT Barrett type offense for old Ohio State teams, or even Jalen Milroe of last year. If he can complete 60 to 65% of his passes, I think he'll be just fine. But just rounding this out here, fellas, we got 13 LSU, 14 Clemson, 15 Tennessee, 16 Oklahoma, 17 Oklahoma State, 18 Kansas State, 19 Miami, 20 Texas A&M. Out of those group, I thought Clemson was the most intriguing. Is Clemson stuck in its old ways, and will it cost Dabo Swinney his job?
Yes. I mean,
not using the transfer portal.
He has been objective of not using it and being an idiot for some reason. I don't understand. They'll get into the playoff probably, but they won't win many games. Dabo's, unless he adapts, it's adapt or die in college sports. So
yeah, I'm with him on that one. I mean, you saw Michigan State at times. A lot of their guys that had them be successful just briefly was the portal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you gotta live and die by it.
Yeah, I think that I just don't think that they've adapted well to it at all. And
it's a second wave of recruitment. Like,
he's been on record multiple times being like, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to. No. Like, get over yourself, Dabo.
I'm going to pray to God that they come here, and maybe they just might.
Yeah.
That's where he's at with all his praying to the Lord.
Lord ain't going to pay you for recruits, bro.
Exactly. 21 Arizona, 22 Kansas, 23 USC, 24 NC State, 25 Iowa. Can Cade McNamara get the Iowa Hawkeyes in the playoff?
Fuck no.
He could.
Whoa.
No. Iowa has one of the weakest schedules in the Big Ten. We talked about it on BDE. Iowa could win 11 games this year. Like, they really could. They could have the Iowa season where they're fraudulent and get smacked by OSU in the Big Ten championship game, but still make it to the playoffs. Because
they play Ohio State.
They play nobody.
They play Nebraska.
UCLA.
Yeah. UCLA sucks.
Yeah. Well, is Dante Moore the starter, or is he still a backup?
I don't even think he's
on the
left
team anymore. To Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And they got Dylan Gabriel, who's starting in front of him. Yeah, that one was weird to me.
Yeah, UCLA sucks. Iowa plays nobody. Like, they should lose a couple games, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, and we're just an extremely fraudulent team.
I mean, he's got that. I mean, we see it a lot in college football. Guys are a little bit older than everybody else that they'll carry a team and look better than they actually are. He's at that point now.
Cade McNamara revenge tour. Look out.
Jesus.
All right, and to round this out, to end this, others receiving votes, a couple teams that I thought were interesting. Nebraska and Colorado with 1 vote. Is the Deion Sanders experiment gonna work? And can Nebraska finally regain some of its glory? You guys know where I'm at with Nebraska.
I think Nebraska can. Yeah, they got.
Yeah.
I mean, quarterbacks, can make a difference for a lot of these teams.
Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, and then with Colorado, I feel like they could have, but he's just been so nasty recently.
Yeah.
Deion's nasty to media. His sons are kind of nasty. Like I feel like it's gonna scare a lot of other players away. It's more like it's a lot easier to dislike them. I loved them to begin with, and now I'm like I got the ick.
I think both are the same boat, and it's not going to happen to either of them because they're not good enough in the trenches. I don't think Colorado solved their offensive or defensive line problems. I think they're going to be better than they were last year, but I think a college football playoff berth is a stretch. And I'm not going to jump on the Nebraska train. Nebraska's back. Bring back the glory of college football and the sanctity of Nebraska. No, I need to see it first. And again, I don't think they're good enough as an all-around team.
Got Matt Rule.
Yeah, no.
He's been able to rebuild, what was it, Temple and Baylor?
They're slow rolling too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yup. Year 2, I think he jumped like 5 or 6 wins both times. So, yeah, we'll see if Big 12 in Nebraska's actually back. But I'm intrigued with Dylan Raiola, son of former center.
You just have a
Detroit
bet on
Lions.
the line.
Patrick Mahomes 2.0.
Exactly, and that's why I'm intrigued with them because I made that bet because I think they're going to be really good.
I like Dylan Raiola a lot, and I don't even pay attention to a lot of stuff too often. And he was one that caught my eye a while back.
That is College Football AP Top 25.
Well, Chris, tell us about the Boys and Girls Club.
All right, the Boys and Girls Club, the best youth football league in Metro Detroit. Join the Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League. Offers youth ages 5 to 14 with 6 exciting teams to choose from in the locations of Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. You can register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, and transportation all included with the chance to play the championship at Ford Field. All this for just $175 per child. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home?
Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Guardian Alarm will offer you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and no Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security is their technology. It's been proven to work, and people have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
And let them know Woodward Sports sent you. Well,
what up? Welcome back. Mailbag, Phil asks, which building will MCDC get his mural on? I think the same one they put everyone's on. The one had the Wills, the one had Barry Sanders, the one had Hutchinson.
His mural?
Whatever one had Hutchinson on it.
It's not that one. The Whales is an actual mural.
No, the
dude,
Whales
that
got
almost
covered up
went in
by
off the
Hutch.
bounce.
The Whales got covered up by, was it Hutch that covered it up?
Yeah, dreams come true here.
So whack, dude.
Why?
Because that's an actual mural, and they're covering it up with posters.
Who cares? Whales. We don't have cool ocean here. Think of something Detroit relevant. Not for Whale.
It's historic.
Yeah, that building. Somebody else had a mailbag here. Oh, mailbag from Broder. Is Allen Iverson overrated, underrated, or rated just right? Rated just right.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Agreed.
Flannel said he's overrated today. Flannel hates Allen
Of
Iverson
course.
for some reason.
The Flannel just hates.
Why? Because he wore a do-rag to the conference?
That sounds so great.
Phil asks, do you agree with Sam and 5 Big Ten teams make the playoff?
No, that was his hot take, his bold take. The 5 Big Ten teams
Michigan,
make the
Oregon,
playoffs.
Ohio State,
Iowa, and Penn State.
Nebraska.
I cannot do it with Penn State again. I know their schedule is horrible, but Jesus Christ, the amount of times that they just choke season after season. I think the 12-man playoff will help them out, but to anoint Drew Aller as this stud when he choked so much last season, I just can't do it. And James Franklin is known for just choking games away himself.
I was just going to say, a little sleeper team, plus 800 to win the SEC, Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin season.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart, there's weapons all. Trey Harris.
I like Ole Miss a lot.
Yeah, they got a couple recruits. Lost Judkins, which kind of sucks for that offense, but Jackson Dart's in for a big year.
I like Ole Miss a lot.
Desert Stallion, 14, asks, when it's all said and done, which duo will have a better combined career? Detroit's Terran Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw, or Philly's Mitchell and DeJean?
Detroit.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Philly's not winning the Super Bowl anytime soon.
Yeah, they got to deal with us. And the bias to me is going to pick Detroit, to be honest with you. That's a tough one, though. That's a really good question.
The fellas look good.
I just
First
actually texted
preseason.
my guy out there in Philly because I want to know, is he playing the outside or is he playing nickel?
He's playing safety because he's white. But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you all tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button for Eazy, Nick, Caleb, Chris, and Spenny. The boys are back in town.
With John Jones.
Catch you tomorrow. Peace.